Hey everyone, I'm Danny and welcome to another DIY video. I'm going to be doing a project today that's actually really special to me. I grew up watching the Goonies. I watched it like at least 100 times, and I'm going to show you how to make One-Eyed Willy's map. And after the tutorial, I'm going to be telling you how you can enter a giveaway to win the map that I'm making today. First of all, let's go over the supplies. You're going to need a cutting mat, a pair of scissors, an X-Acto knife, and a glue stick. The cutting mat is very useful for a lot of different projects. You can use just a piece of thick cardboard or a couple of pieces of cardboard on top of each other, but your paper tends to slip around. It doesn't work as well. If you're interested in getting the tools that I'm using, the exact ones, I'll just leave links in the description for those so you can order them. Now on top of these supplies, you're also going to want just a scrap piece of paper, any kind of paper at all. You just want this so that you don't get glue on your table or on your cutting mat. You're also going to have to download and print the templates. These are available in the Instructable that I created, and I'm leaving the link to that in the description as well. So just click on the link to instructables.com, scroll down, and right after the introduction, you're going to see the download links for these files. And once you have them downloaded, we'll want to print them. Once you have the templates downloaded, go ahead and open them up. Should look something like this. There are a couple different files, but we'll use this one for now. Go ahead and open up the print dialog box. You should make sure that you have the right printer selected. Click Properties, and then in the Properties dialog box, somewhere in here, you might see two-sided printing or double-sided printing. That's what you want to select. If you don't see that, it just means that your printer isn't capable of doing double-sided prints. And if that's the case, you want to use the PDF file that is just the fronts and print them out. Flip the pages over, stick them back into your printer, and then print the back so it'll do front and back. And once you have the settings right, just click Print. What we're going to want to do next is just take our pair of scissors and cut them out. And this doesn't have to be perfect. You just don't want white to be showing. Now that we're done cutting out our templates, we have a top and a bottom piece. So we want to match up these pieces. I'm going to start with this piece. We don't need this gigantic amount of overlap here. It's only there in case you mess up cutting or something, you have some leeway here. I think I'm going to do the bottom piece kind of overlapping the top piece. So all you need is maybe about 1.5 inches or so to glue onto. We can cut the rest of it off. So yeah, we only need about this much. We're going to want our glue stick and our scrap piece of paper to place underneath so that we don't get glue on our cutting mat. It's pretty simple to line this one up because there are so many lines. That looks about right. Now what I do is kind of just put a little bend in the bottom one, right where the edge of this is, so that we know this is about where the glue has to go. Don't fold it completely, just put a bend in it, not a crease. And then we glue. And once you have the glue on it, line it up one more time, very lightly. Don't press it down very hard because you won't be able to move it. You have a bit of time to peel it off if you really need to readjust it. As you're doing this, you might get a little wrinkle. That's okay. It's an old looking map. If you get a little wrinkle, that's perfectly fine. And basically we just do this with the other two pieces. Good thing we had this. Otherwise this big glob of glue would be on my cutting mat. For this one, I think I'm gonna do the middle on top. My reason for that is because of this. We're going to have to cut this. And if I did this one on top, I feel like there would be a crease a cut right there, right in the middle of it, and it would be in the front. So I want that cut to be in the back because I want this piece to be completely intact. There we go, that's lined up. We're gonna do our crease, or our bend, not our crease. We can cut about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. And your glue may overlap a little bit. You can just leave it there and let it dry if you want, or if it's a lot, you can just kind of scrape over it like that with your scrap paper, or with the scraps from where you cut. Just let that dry and it'll be fine. Okay, so now we have our 3 pieces of our map. We're going to do the same thing we did here, only vertically. This piece is going to overlap here. Maybe this one would work better underneath, because remember, you want to keep this intact. I'm also going to trim off this excess here. Just a little strip. Now at this point, we want to just kind of like check the seams where we've glued and make sure it's all pretty flush. If it's not, try and apply a little bit more glue so that it is. Like the edges here, you might have like something flipped up like this. When you find those, just go ahead and put a little bit of glue on the bottom of it and just glue it down again. Now this is where the cutting board and X-Acto knife come in, because what we're going to do is just very carefully cut along these 2 lines. This kind of a C-shaped one. There we go. So now you should be able to go up underneath the map and just push it up. So it's kind of like this little flap here. And we want to do that with this one as well. There, now we should be able to pop this one up as well. We also need to do this little circle right here. This one's a little bit more difficult. Be very careful not to cut yourself. Always cut away from your fingers. Now before we get started inking, put your scrap paper under the map, and this is so you don't mark on your table or your cutting mat. We're going to use our Sharpie to color burn marks all around the border of the map. For the most part, you just want a thin black border, but in some random spots, you're gonna want the border to get thicker in order to make it look like burned edges. I'll throw an example image up on the screen right now so you get what I mean. Don't go overboard on the thicker spots, and if you don't feel comfortable doing this, or you don't trust your drawing skills, ask an artistic friend or family member to do it for you. This is what we're kind of going for here. You see, it's mainly just a thin black border, and then we've got some areas like this one where it gets a little thicker. And you can go a little bit thicker than that as well if you want, but this is what it needs to look like all the way around the map. Well, you want to color around this hole. Also, draw these burn marks on the flaps that we made on the map as well. And be sure to put the burn marks on the front edge and the back edge of the map so that it matches on both sides. Okay, the hard part is over. Now all we have to do is fold this thing. So start folding along this line, right where the half circle ends. Make a similar fold on the other side of the map so that the half circles form a whole circle. Then fold both sides in toward the middle like this. And finally, just fold it in half. Okay, and then the very last thing that you need to do to complete this map is tie a string to this hole in the paper. You can use any kind of string you really want. I'm just using a piece of hemp. The actual one in the movie is a darker brown, so a dark brown will work. Just pull the string through halfway down the string like that. Thread this through here. Get it as close to the paper as you can, but you don't want to rip the paper while you're doing this. Tighten it, and there you go. It should look something like that. All right, I hope you liked the video, and if you want to win this map, all you need to do is subscribe to my channel if you're not already, leave a thumbs up on this video, and a comment below, and I will announce the winner in my next video, probably within the next week or two. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.